Hey guys, I was at the store the other day and I found some epic looking bananas, and I want to share with you exactly how I determined that they were indeed epic and how you can do the same in order to find the best bananas possible. So, sometimes the bananas are good at the market, sometimes not. I'm here in Nice, France. We're not in the tropics. The bananas are not really that much better than in Norway, but just like in Norway, some days you go to the store and they just look crap. Some days they look really good. And there's, of course, a lot of different sort of things to look at in terms of determining the quality of the banana. But here's one very important one. Well, first of all, you can look at size. Look at these massive bananas. They are really massive, and that is a good sign, because if I'm gonna sit down, sit down like this. Because if the bananas, when they're growing on the plant, they're very small at first, obviously, and then they grow bigger and bigger, and then they pick the bananas before they're fully ripe in order to ship them across from Costa Rica to Europe, for example. And they're picked early, they're picked before they're fully matured. But of course, man cannot control nature, and some plants grow faster than others. And if the conditions are particularly good during the growing season, the bananas might grow faster than normal, and even though they're picking them before they're fully ripe, they might have been able to sort of mature a little bit further than they normally do sometimes. Other times not, and they're picking them at the same time, but they're actually less developed. This is sort of some of the reasons why you might sometimes find good bananas and sometimes not at the store. And of course, if you want to know all the details about picking bananas and ripening them, etc., you better check out my book, The Little Banana Book. I'll put a link to it there. Anyway, take a look at these bananas. First of all, massive. I don't know if you can see it, but this is a massive banana bunch. And that is a good sign. Big bananas is usually better. When we're talking about the Cavendish variety, which these are, it's the main type of bananas worldwide, the Cavendish banana. There are small bananas that are other species, but when it comes to the Cavendish, you want them to be fairly well developed, fairly big. So when I saw these bananas and they were huge, I was like, good sign, I'm gonna get them. Another good sign, of course, is the color. These are ripening up, but even when they're green, they still have some nice yellow on there. Rather than being gray and just like weird. But here's the thing, really, what I really wanted to show you guys was a different sort of detail about the bananas. There's something you can look at when you're picking bananas, and that is the tip. The tip of the banana. I'm not going to be able to hold, I don't have 3 hands, so I can't really hold the camera and show you at the same time. But here, you can see the tip of the banana. The rounder the tip is, the better, okay? So I don't know if you can see it, but these don't have that pointy ends. They're almost like fairly round around the tip, whereas if I get some of my other bananas, let's see up here. Yeah, this is a good example. These are okay as well, but you can see that these have tips that are a little bit more pointy. Can you see that? Can you appreciate that they're a bit more pointy than these? The tips of the bananas are a little bit more blunted. Again, also if you look at these huge bananas that I just showed you, look at the tip. Super round. If you're having some really crappy bananas, you can notice that they're very pointy at the end. They're pointy like these, but even more so. Another sign is that these, if you can see it, these have like quite the corners of the bananas are square. They're not really that filled out. They're almost like a square banana, especially if you're getting crappy, low quality, small bananas. They're almost square in the shape. Whereas the big bananas, the bigger they are, the more developed they are, the rounder the shape. These are nuances. It's kind of difficult maybe to get it across through the camera. But the key here is to look for well-developed bananas with a round tip, filled out, fat, and yellow ideally, like a good yellow vibrant color. If they're very green when they're in the store, chances are they weren't gassed properly with ethylene gas, and they didn't ripen properly as a result, and they will never actually ripen properly. So, and if you're worried about the gas, You don't have to be worried about the gas, the ethylene gas. It's just a natural hormone that triggers the ripening process in these very early picked bananas. And you can read more about that in the Little Banana book. There's a link in the description if you want to go and check it out on my website. So anyway, just a quick little video there. When buying bananas, sometimes they're good, sometimes not. But generally speaking, you want to look around, shop around a little bit, and go for the bananas that look the most well developed. And they're going to taste the best, they're going to be the most nutritious, and the difference can be pretty damn huge. And of course, you also want them to be ripe. So these bananas are not fully ripe yet because they don't have the spots. These bananas have some of those spots, which means they're getting ripe, whereas the other spots, they're actually damage, not ripening spots, the brown areas there. So really what you want to look for is freckles, not spots, not like big bruises, but like freckles all over the banana. And again, this is very well explained in the Little Banana book, so check that out if you're interested in more like detailed information. Hope you're eating bananas. Let me know in the comments if you're eating bananas and how they are, and if you like them, and how many you eat per day. I eat about 20 per day usually. Thanks for watching. Bye.